Reminds me of my mother's cooking, home, and the delicious pumpkin pie. In order to satisfy those childhood urges but avoid the problem of my childhood binges, I decided to pull out all the stops and make the classic pumpkin pie. Sugar-free, gluten-free, and best of all, guilt-free. So let's start with the crust. Take a medium mixing bowl and a sifter. We're gonna start with our cup of gluten-free baking flour. Putting this in my sifter, and I'm going to save a little bit because I put a little extra in here for rolling out the dough. And then a half cup of potato starch into our sifter. Potato starch is another gluten-free flour that you can find in your local health food store. And arrowroot, everyone knows what arrowroot, it's a thickener, but it's also going to be used here as a gluten-free flour. Then also to sift in that is our xanthan gum, 1 teaspoon. Why? Because this is a gluten-free flour lacking the gluten protein chain that makes everything stick together. So we're going to stick it together with xanthan gum coming from vegetables, and also stevia, 300 times sweeter than sugar, so we're only going to use 1 teaspoon. Perfect. I'm going to sift that into my bowl. Nice and airy that is. I'm going to now cut in my vegetable shortening. This is 3/4 cup with 2 forks, or a pastry cutter. So in it goes. You take your 2 forks and just start cutting it in like this, like you're mixing a salad. But you're pushing the flour through the forks and against the bowl. What's going to happen is you're going to make a crust now that has little balls the size of peas. This crust is crumbly now. I'd like to show you how that looks. Can you see the size of peas in there? Great. Now we're going to come over here and do the liquids for our flour mix. I'm going to take 1 omega-3 egg, organic of course, with a teaspoon of our coconut toddy, which is coconut vinegar. You can find it at any health food store, and a teaspoon of water. Breaking the yolk, and let's mix up that egg. We're going to take this mixture over to our dough now and add it. And now here's the fun part. I'm going to gently but courageously stick my hands in the dough and work it in. I need a little bit more flour, so I'm going to add the rest in. There we go. And work it. Okay. Gluten-free dough is a little sticky, so you have to be, like I said, brave and just dive right in. I'm going to put it into a ball. Now I get to use my spatula and flip it over. So now the dough is behaving. That's the difference between a wheat crust and a gluten-free crust. So let me just wash my hands. Okay, now